Jackson Dart just gave a huge FU to all the black players on his team, and I'm going to need y'all to make sure y'all act accordingly. Now, before we get into it, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, do all things. I'm going to talk my shit. Have a good time, but let's get into it. So Jackson Dart took his funky ass down to the Trump rally yesterday and gave a speech and introduced Donald Trump. And now his teammates are calling out, and people are up in arms and confused as to why. So I'm seeing people asking, well, why? Why did he have to get called out publicly? Why couldn't it have been private and text him? Let's be clear. If you going to go out publicly and support a racist PDF, then your ass going to get called out publicly. You don't get to publicly go out and do some bullshit and then think that you only going to get called out privately.
Well, guys, I told you, the left is not done with Jackson Dart, not by a long shot. The New York Giants quarterback did the unforgivable by showing his support for President Donald Trump. For all the conservatives he could have supported, Donald Trump, you know that would be the one that would get him demonized. And the left is showing their extreme hypocrisy while demonizing Dart. Listen to this.
In this particular case, this was an unforced error by Jackson Dart. Again, Donald Trump is historically unpopular. You are the quarterback of the New York Giants. What was the point? What is the upside in appearing at this rally? Now, he has a right to support whoever he wants, but Abdul Carter has a right to criticize his support of that. And a lot of athletes, partly what makes them hesitant about talking about their political beliefs is that they don't want the blowback and they don't want the resistance and how people might feel about it. So yeah, his teammate, who is a Muslim, who is a black man in America, had every right to question him about what that support means, especially when you are considered to be the face of the organization and the sort of default leader of the entire team.
We're so hypocritical on this, Abby.
Why is that?
Because when Steve Kerr and the Warriors come out and condemn Trump, does anybody on this panel say, oh, that's out of line? They shouldn't do that. Jackson Dart has every right to be there with the President of the United States. And when people are invited and teams win national championships and they're invited to the White House, they should go. And yet every time there's a political statement, we're not going to be there with Donald Trump, the media justifies it, says it's fine. When Jackson Dart goes to rallies, all of a sudden we're going to criticize it?
But this is about the person, though, not just the office, though. That's
Okay,
what I'm
was there
saying.
a person?
So first off, I want to say that some things are bigger than football, and this is one of those things. Jackson is one of our leaders. He's the face of our franchise. He not only represents himself and what he does, but he represents all of us. And that goes for anybody who wears a Giants uniform. But if he chooses to align himself with a man like President Trump, it's my responsibility, based on what I believe and what I stand on, to not only show my teammates that I'm against that, but to show the world. And that doesn't mean that we have to spread hate. It doesn't mean that me and Jackson hate each other or we have beef. I sit next to Jackson every day. Every team meeting, we close, we talk. You know, we just, as long as we make sure we got the same goal as a team and our goals align, which they do, and I feel like that's all that matters. So I just want to move past this, and yeah, that's it.
You know, I've always loved this country. I have extended family members who have fought in wars. I have two uncles who have retired from the Air Force Academy and served themselves. And I even have a great-grandfather who served as Secretary of Treasury at some point. So the president position has always been a position that I've well respected, regardless of political affiliation, regardless of political party, and you know, my intentions were just that. I also understand in this world, politics can be a sensitive matter, a sensitive topic. I also understand that I am the quarterback of the New York Giants, and that involves a lot of responsibility. It's under a limelight, under a microscope, and there's a lot that comes with that, and it's been something that I've embraced.
After Jackson Dart voiced his support for Trump, 4 public figures quickly cut ties with him. Number 4, Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick has long been a staunch advocate for black equality. He knelt during games to protest racial injustice, which led to him being blackballed by the league and unable to continue playing. His stance is diametrically opposed to Jackson Dart's, and he has openly accused the league of double standards. Many people argue that if Kaepernick was benched for his views, Dart should face the same punishment. Number 3, Abdul Carter. As the New York Giants defensive anchor and Dart's teammate, he immediately called out the quarterback publicly, saying he couldn't believe Dart's actions. However, hours later, Carter backtracked, claiming the two had made up. Clearly influenced by PR pressure, he's now only willing to maintain a superficial teammate relationship with Dart. Number 2. Lola Sexton, Dart's ex-girlfriend, posted on her story, "Some choices show you who someone really is." She had previously publicly accused Dart of repeated infidelity during their relationship. Her latest remark is laced with sarcasm, as she fully severs all connections with him. Number 1. New York Giants. Dart's actions have plunged the team into political controversy. Sources say the Giants have begun preparing to trade him. Several corporate sponsors are also reconsidering their partnerships, and Dart's decisions have cost the team nearly $50 million in financial losses.
We got a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white kid and a black Muslim religion black kid who are coming together and showing the world that we can come together. We can happen. We don't have to see everything. Everything doesn't have to be viewed in this perfect little snow globe, and everything doesn't have to be perfect. But we have to support each other. We have to promote love, because love is a stronger feeling than hate. And eliminate these unwanted opinions. Everybody has something to say. But how many people are willing to act on change? How many people are willing to be the change that they desire to see, instead of just pointing a finger and saying, "Oh, he said this, let's cancel him. Oh my God, he believes this. Oh, we gotta get him." That was uncomfortable, wasn't it?